Hello everybody, let's start today with angle pairs and their relationships. We are going to learn in this objective a special relationship between pairs of angles and also use algebra to find angles measurements. So these are special angles. If two angles, these two like 1, 2 and 3 and 4, if two angles are called adjacent angles, if they have one common side and one common vertex, they should have a common vertex and side. But their numbers, like up here, like this is 30 degrees and this is 60. These the points, interior points, they are not in common. Okay, so 1 and 2 are adjacent angles, 3 and 4 are adjacent angles. Angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles because they are sharing a vertex in a common side. And angle 3 and 4 are adjacent angles. Okay, now let's talk about vertical angles. What are vertical angles? Vertical angles means if they have, for example, take this diagram or graph. Two angles are called vertical angles if their sides form opposite rays. So if I would say angle 2 and 4, they are vertical angles because their sides are making, because 2 and 4, their sides are making two opposite rays, and they are opposite of each other. Do you see that? So I would say 1 and 3 are vertical angles, 2 and 4 are vertical angles. Okay, so let's write it down. 2 and 4 in angle 1 and angle 3, both of them are vertical angles. Okay. What else we need to know? We're gonna go for example, answer these questions. There is one more thing: linear angles. What is linear angles? Do you see the adjacent angles? The two adjacent angles, when they form a linear pair, if their non-common sides are opposite rays. For example, look at this 3 and 4. You see they're non-common, like this ray is non-common, right? This is not common, so the only common they're sharing is that one. So if they are on the line, like 3 and 4 are on the line, so they are linear pair and their non-common sides are opposite rays, then they are linear angles. Let's answer these few questions. Excuse me. Let's answer these few questions here. Use the figure to answer each statement as true or false. Angle 2 and 3 are vertical angles. They said angle 2 and 3 are vertical angles. No, because they are not vertical angles, 2 and 3, because the angles do not form opposite rays. 2 and 3 are not making opposite rays. Okay, so I already said that when you have this point of intersection and opposite sides, like in this directions, those are vertical angles. So that's false. Okay, next, 2 and 4 are vertical angles. 2 and 4, yes, because their rays are in opposite, they form opposite rays, so that's true. 3 and 4 form a linear pair. 3 and 4 form a linear pair. Yes, true, because that's 3, that's 4. They're the uncommon line, this uncommon rays, these uncommon rays, this one is common, but these uncommon rays are in opposite direction. So 3 and 4, yes, that's true, they are linear. True. 3 and 1 form a linear. 3 and 1 form a linear No, because they are not adjacent kind of angles. They are vertical angles, 1 and 3. So false. Okay, let's go back to these shapes. Now there is, before I go to this question, I want to say something about complementary and supplementary angles. What is complementary angles? Complementary angles, there are the angles that if their measures have a sum of 90 degree. So that's called complementary. Complementary. Okay. If their measure sum is 90. Okay. Supplementary angles when their sum is 180. Okay, I have a really good like a story kind of thing for complementary and supplementary. Complementary angles, I am 90 years old and I get compliments. Supplementary, I'm 180 years old and I'm getting supplements. So this is something that you can remember, right? Okay, and the sum, I said the sum, like you add up the angles and they will be complementary and supplementary. Okay, let's solve this. They say use the figure to identify each pair of complementary angles. Complementary, their sum is supposed to be 90. So let's try this. I have angle 1 right there, 35, and angle 2 is 55, and angle 2 is 55. When they adds up, like 35 plus 55 will give me 90 degree. So the sum of any angles that adds up to 90 is my complementary angle. So I'm looking for complementary angles. I just want to write there. Okay, question mark. Now angle 2 and 3. Angle 2 and 3 will add up. 2 is 55 degree. 55 plus 35 degree will give me 90. Okay, then we have 3 and 4. Angle 3 and 4 will give me, angle 3 is 35 degree and angle 4 is 55 degree, and this was also giving me 90. Then angle 1 and angle 4 will give me, angle 1 is 35 and angle 4 is 55, and it's going to give me 90. So these are all complementary angles. Okay, let's, in this diagram, let's figure it out, the supplementary angles. So what are my supplementary angles? Question mark. Supplementary angle means I am 180 years old, I need supplements. So the sum is supposed to be, angle sum supposed to add up to 180. So let's try. Angle 1 and angle 2 is supplementary because angle 1 is 33 degree and angle 2 is 147 degree. When you add them up, you're going to get 180 degree. Now angle 2 and angle 3, when you add them up, angle 2 is 147 degree and angle 3 is 33 degree. They also adds up to 180. Angle 3 and angle 4, 3 is 33 degrees and 4 is 147 degree, adds up to 180. Angle 4 and angle 1, they adds up to 147 degree plus 33 adds up to 180 degrees. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Now let's try something else. For example, I have this diagram and it says, I'm gonna show you what is angle bisector in this case. Angle bisector. Okay, angle bisector. Bi means you divide like two, bisector, sections, angle, like you divide angle in two sections. So angle bisector is a ray, this one, the blue one, that divides angle, like angle APC, into two adjacent angles, like their rays are going in opposite direction and they have a common vertex. So, and this is common side. So they are congruent always. The angle bisector, they make it congruent, like that's why I have a one single arc. So I can say PB is the angle bisector, of angle APC, and P is in the middle, that's why it's in the middle. I can say measurement of angle 1 is equal measurement of angle 2. Okay, let's use this figure, this one, to find the measure of each unknown angles. So the first part said find angle, measurement of angle BAC, question mark. So BAC. Now let's try BAC. Do you guys see this? This is one arc, that is one arc. If CAE is 62, then it means BAC is also 62. But the way I'm going to explain it, I can say the angle BAC is congruent to angle CAE. Guys, pay attention, I'm not writing that M with it. I only write the M when I say their measurements are equal. Now I'm saying the angles are congruent to each other. Okay, so they're congruent because AC is a angle bisector. Now, if angle CAE is 62 degrees, then of course that one is also 62 degrees. And they have this one arc thing, you can tell. Okay, let's do part B. Part B is asking find measurement of angle BAE. BAE. It's an angle. We can use angle addition angle postulate. So we're going to use that. See this BAE, a huge one angle made up of BAC and CAE. So according to the postulate, this is equal measurement of angle CAB plus measurement of angle CAE. So what is CAB? We already know, we figured it out. CAB or BAC, you can say either way, as long as A is in the middle. So that's 62 degree and that one is also 62 degree. You add them together and it will give you 62 plus 62 is 4, and then 12, 124 degrees. So this is what they are asking me. Okay, let's go for this question, and I'm going to erase that because it's just in my way for answering the other question. Okay, now let's go back here. In the figure, ray QY bisects RQZ. Okay, find the value of X, then find RQY in a measurement of angle YQZ. So technically I'm looking for this angle measurement and I'm looking for this angle measurements. And they are telling me this is bisector. If it's a bisector, that means these two angles, that this is ZQ or RQZ, either way, this angle is dividing in half. And you can tell they have one arc, so it means they are congruent to each other. So what are we going to do? We're going to say measurement of angle RQY is equal measurement of angle YQZ. So what is RQY? It's 2x, and that one is 3x minus 11, and you have that degree sign on top of it. Okay, so how do I do it? Combine like terms, all that stuff, like a simple equation that we saw. I'm just going to write it like without the degree sign. So you subtract 3x both sides. I got negative x equal negative 11. You keep the sign on the left. This negative is not acceptable with the variables. We have to divide or multiply by negative 1, either one. So x is equal positive 11 because they cancel out. So they said find the value of x. We did. That's the first thing. So that's the first question that we answer. Now they said find their rays. So I'm going to say plug in measurement of angle RQ, for example. Let's try in different color. RQY is equal to X. So plug in that X, 11 for X, and it's going to give me 22 degrees. So this one is 22 degrees. Let's try another one. Measurement of angle YQZ, which is equal 3X minus 11. And I'm going to plug in that 11 for X, and we will get 33 subtract 11, which will give me 22 degrees. And we already knew the other one has to be 22 because, you know, because of this arc, they are just one arc and they are congruent. So the answer is 22 for both of them. Okay, let's answer this question. In the figure, QY bisect RQZ, find the value of X, then find RQY. I think this is exactly the same question. Okay, so ignore that one. Let's try this one. This question is asking, solve for X and Y, then find the measure of each angle. Now, if you guys closely pay attention, these two angles form a linear. Do you see? They form a linear pair, both of them. Because linear means it's on top of this line. And they are adjacent, right? They are using a common one ray. And they are sharing this vertex, common ray. And also their other rays are in opposite direction. So they are linear, and to be honest, when you look at it, they are on the line. So they are linear, linear. So linear, it's supposed to be making 180. Do you see that? Like a circle, like I told you guys, this goes 180. So they are making 180. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make them, for example, 4x plus 8 plus, these two, plus y plus 42, and they are equal 180 degrees. Now, if you closely pay attention, I can't solve not x nor y because I don't have them. So instead of making these two, for example, I can't do that, okay? I just want to show you, if you pick these two linears, it's not going to work because x and y's are kind of x and y's are, I don't have them, so I can't find it. Now what I'm going to do, you know, these are also linear and they are both x's, so I'm just going to look for my same variables. So 4x plus 8, you add them to x plus 47 equal 180. You guys do understand why I picked these two, because their variables are the same. When I pick these two, I'm not saying they're not linear, they are linear, but I don't have x and y's, so I have to have same variable. So now I have 4x plus 8 plus x plus 47 equal 180. Then solve, I combine like terms. My like term is 4x and x, so it will make it 5x. 8 and 47 will give me plus 55 equal 180. And when you subtract 55 both sides, you're gonna get 5x equal 125. And you divide 5 both sides because I need x equal 25. So I got x equal 25. Now they said find x and y's. We found x, we are good to go. Now let's look for the y. You know why? I'm gonna pick these ones, and I will do y plus 42 plus 4y minus 12 equal 180. And you know why I'm making 180 both of them? Because that's half circle. Half circle is always 180, and they are linear. They have to be adding up to 180. So combine like terms. Let's take out the parentheses first and combine like terms. So what are my like terms? Y and 4y. So it will make it 5y. 42 subtract 12 will give me 42 subtract 12 will give me 30 positive equal 180. Subtract 30 both sides because 30 has to jump over the equal. 180 subtract 30 will give me 150. You divide 5 both sides, it will give me y equal 30. So I already found x and y. So that was one part of the question, find x and y's. Now they said find the measurements of each angle. All you have to do is plug in the x's and the y's back in the equations, and then you will find their answer. Okay, let me delete that one because we have been working on this one. Let's try that one too, on the whole thing, or maybe this. Okay, so let's try and solve these. Okay, red one. I have 4x. I have 4x. Come on. Go back here. Okay, now it's gonna work. Let's try. I have 4x plus 8, and I'm gonna plug in my x values there. So 4 times 25 plus 8. So let's use a calculator. 4 times 25. 4 times 25 plus 8. 25 times 4 is going to give me 100 plus 8, and that would give me 108 degrees. So one of my angle, which is 4x plus 8, this portion is 108 degree. There you go. The angle GFH. Now let's try the other one, x plus 47. Plug in 25 plus 47, 25 plus 47. Okay, let's try one more time. 25 plus 47, I'm pressing the wrong button, 72. So this is going to be 72 degrees. So this portion is 72 degrees. If you add these together, it's going to be 180. Plus 108 will give me 180, yes. Now you do the same thing with the y ones. If I have, for example, plug in y plus 42, so plug in 30 plus 42, so that will give me 4, 5, 6, 7, 72 degrees. So y plus 42 is 72 degrees. Let's go back for the other one. We have 4y minus 12, plug in y 30 minus 12. So 30 times 4 will give me 120. Subtract 12. Subtract 12 will give me 108 degrees. So this one is 108 degrees. There you go. Okay, that's how you figure out all these. As long as you know what is adjacent angles and what is vertical angles and all that stuff. So let's review really quick for some good stuff. Then I will leave you guys. You have adjacent angles. These supposed to adds up to 180, I'm sorry, and they are sharing. I'm just gonna draw a diagram here so you know what I mean. These angles are, they don't have the same values, but these two angles, 1 and angle 2, are adjacent because they have a common vertex and they have a common ray they are sharing. Okay, and these two going in opposite direction. Now what are linear angles? In linear angles are like adjacent angles because they are have the opposite, like these are on one line and they have these opposite rays. We have vertical angles. If we do vertical angles, they are opposite to each other and they are always congruent. Okay, then opposite angles means this and this, angle 1 and 2. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Okay, have a good day guys, and make sure that you like and subscribe, and I We'll answer any of your question if you write it down in the comment. Have a good day. Bye.